Hi y'all. This is going to be an interesting experiment, okay? So, once again, I went a little crazy. St. Patty's Day, BOGO, and I tried like all these different brands of corned beef, and I got a lot of pepper, that's all I can say. So, I found some that I really liked, and the way I cook it actually makes it not as, like, you don't get the saltiness of it. So I'm thinking, just because of how good it tastes, it's going to be really great for, drumroll, this chili recipe that I've come up with. Really simple, not too painful. It gave me a chance to kind of clean out some stuff. I say that all the time, don't I? But I really do try. I'm going to start doing this like tabulation of how much money I spent or had to go to the store and spend that I didn't have in stock. And for this meal, I think I could tell you nothing. But anyway, so I got olive oil, getting it pretty toasty hot. So first thing I noticed when I went to the refrigerator is that I wanted one large red onion. Well, I found like remains of red and yellow onions from other dishes I had made and wrapped them in plastic and shoved them in the back, and they got lost. So this is a conglomeration, but it's about equivalent to maybe a little more than one large red onion. And there's olive oil, nice and hot in here. Just going to give that a head start. And I'm going to show you how to put it together, and then I'm also going to tell you that, in my mind, once you get it cooked, let it simmer a little bit, cool it down. Best way is an ice bath in the fridge or in the sink, and then move it to the refrigerator. Let it sit. It's going to taste so much better after it's set. And then guess what? When you reheat it, you're going to reheat it nice and slow the first time. So you're going to get all that extra cooking in there and get everything really, really great. Okay, so 2 really large jalapenos, and I cut the end off, and then I cut up until you get a lot of the vein part, because I don't want it. So this is about as much as I would get. I sliced it pretty thin, but they're going to break down. And I don't have to scrape the seeds out because I don't really need them. So, notice there's still seeds in there. Once again, amazing when you start cooking onion how it just disappears. I don't want to put too much olive oil in, so a little more aggressive than usual in keeping this stirred up. I want to just start to get that onion caramelized and get the jalapeno softened. All looking really good. So as I was making this, I was contemplating if you want to do something a little twisty. So the jalapenos, get a little jar of chipotle peppers and the adobo sauce. Now I scrape off the adobo sauce and I do slice up the chipotle peppers, That would probably give it an interesting taste too. Alright. 4 or 6 cloves of garlic. Boom. This is a great dish because you cook everything so long. So this was some leftover garlic I had, and it was starting to sprout. So those cloves I chucked, but just cut them up. The good ones, they'll be fine. Just starting to see the light of how good this is going to be. I love it. I had to change my schedule around, so you know I'm dressing kind of shabby. I'm starting to do these cooking the stuff a little earlier. That gives me a little more chance to ponder when I'm thinking about what I got to do. Alright. Everything's softened, stinky, and good. Alright. I got 4 cups of chicken broth. You could use vegetable broth if you want. I'm just not thinking for this that I really want to use beef broth or stock, whatever you want. Now if you want to experiment on your own, won't even be so bad if you had some inexpensive beer you were dying to get rid of. You could use that too. I know I usually add an oil can of Foster's to my regular chili. Just want to get this nice and hot. It's amazing, you put like 4 cups of room temperature stuff in there. Takes the heat right out. There we go, let's come back. So don't you think? So far pretty simple, right? I don't want to make this any more complicated than I have to. Torch that baby up, turn that right up. I see little bubbles, tiny bubbles. Man, okay, good. We're looking hot here. We'll stir, make sure everything's okay. So like I always say, I said in the beginning, this is the kind of thing that I would probably, after I got it all thrown together, even though it's done and you could eat it, I would probably leave it on the stove, or like I said, get it chilled down in the fridge and just know before you eat it, you're going to do the reheat thing. Oh yeah. Not a good flavor. It's pretty basic, right? Alright, so I got like 8 ounces of corned beef. Like I said, this was the stuff that I cooked. It's going to, I sliced it thin and I cut it crosswise. It's going to kind of break apart. So we're going to get a lot of flavor in here. Now, trick, you don't want to splash yourself. I usually use my hand People make fun of me. So I'm going to show you how you do with a spoon. Look at that. No splash. I don't put the bowl into the liquid. I just want to incorporate some new flavors dancing around here. We're going to get some flavor out of the corned beef, and we're going to put some flavor into the corned beef. We're going to get some flavor out of the corned beef that's going to make the chili have a really interesting taste. And we're going to just make everybody happy. Alright. Man. So I'm thinking about that beer thing. Thinking I would try that next. So, what do I got? I got a big can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. You can use crushed if you want. I'm going to cook them long enough that they're going to be just fine. Just by adding that tomato, you get a whole different aroma. It's really good. Because we smell it first before we ever touches our lips. So you gotta really make sure. You know, I've been watching a lot of shows on cooking shows. And you know the thing that still bothers me? Everything they make to make it taste good, it's like a handful of salt. And I just don't get that. I gotta rinse my corned beef really carefully, and I soak it overnight in beer to get all that, leach all that saltiness out of it. And I'm pretty darn happy that when I use it for like sandwiches and things, it's not like I'm chugging water all night. Alright, just want to get this hot enough it's going to make my spices all good. So what do I got? I got, drum roll, I have 2 tablespoons of chili powder. And any kind of chili powder, it really doesn't matter. Just don't get the really cheap stuff. And I buy this from like the big, you know, the warehouse place. But it's a pretty good brand name. It's got a tablespoon of cumin because I really want to bring out that, you know, kind of bite. And a really heavy teaspoon of smoked paprika. That's all going in the pool. That's what chili's supposed to look like. We just elevated this recipe to new levels. Alright, so I want to get everything really toasty up here. I'm going to give it a good 10-20 minutes to cook down, get happy. And I'm going to see you back after it's all good and simmered and happy. See you in a little bit. So, let me tell you, this thing's been going crazy, almost 15 minutes now. I'm put the lid on, I'm really trying to concentrate all that, and let me tell you, I went out to take the garbage out and I came back and I was like, ooh boy, it smells really good. So hopefully I'm on the right track. Oh look, time's up. So I'm going to turn it way down. And this is something really, really simple. Don't lift the pot towards you and steam your face and burn yourself. Always do it to the side, away, whatever. And the lids are always hotter than you think. Nothing like having a little kitchen towel. And, you know, don't set it in something you might melt or burn. So, cutting board, granite's pretty soft, or pretty safe. And so, let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So like I said, I kind of speeding this up because I want you to see it. But the jalapenos, they're losing their color, you know, and it's just really fun. So what do we got to do now? 2 cans, red beans. Rinsed and drained. You can use kidney beans, you can use anything. In fact, I almost decided I was going to use great northern white beans, but I didn't have any, and I've been storing up red beans to make red beans and rice. So I was like, I think I'm going to use red beans. Now, if you watched any of my other videos regarding chili, I can tell you straight up that I have a trick. Now this, believe it or not, is actually really nice and thick, has good consistency, but I'm still going to show you because I love the flavor. You know when you finish your bag of chips, Doritos, Fritos, I don't care what it is, and you're like, eh, don't do that. Okay, yeah, that's really, put them in a bag. I usually have like a big bag in my pantry, but I'm actually running kind of low for some strange reason. And this is a great thickener, and it's also going to add some flavor. So yeah, I've got Fritos, I got Doritos, I got you name it in here. And I'm just going to lace some in here. Ooh, Cool Ranch. So I usually tell people for a pot this size, you want about 3/4 of a cup. Stir this in. And so we're going to have some flavoring, and we're going to have some, and you can always beat them with a rolling pin or whatever you want to really break them up. I find that by the time it's done cooking, the chips are pretty mutilated, so I don't usually worry too much about it. I do it at the end because I want to see how it cooked down in that 20 minutes that I cooked it for. Heating up them beans. Oh yeah. Everything's breaking down. I'm going to rush this a little bit because I really want to try it. And it's really driving me crazy because it smells so good. So don't be afraid. Try it. Decide what you want to change in it. I have people that are always like, yeah, you know, if you make it too hot, you just put some honey or sugar in it. That'll sweeten it right up. Actually, that doesn't work because sugar just intensifies the flavor. Oh yeah, oh man, beautiful. And trust me, as these chips break down, it's going to thicken up just a little more. But the smell is unbelievable. And I know I've cooked it enough to really get all those flavors together. But like I said, if you're not in a rush, put the lid back in, leave it on a nice light simmer, let it go another hour. Let it go 2 hours, I don't care. Really cook it. Or like I said, we're going to get it chilled down because that's what I have to do because I got stuff to do. Get it in the fridge, and when I go to cook it for tomorrow's dinner, I'll heat it up nice and slow and go through the process and make sure everything's okay. So, what am I going to do with this? Gotta put a little shredded cheese. You can certainly put a little sour cream on top, but let me tell you, this is perfect. This is exactly what you want. Don't be shy, and hope you try it. Have fun with it. Enjoy it, and tell me what you think about it. And I will see you next time with another fantastic Bill's recipe. Have a great day.